My name is Kadeem. I'm a facilitator for today, and it is Wednesday, March 15th. And today's a half an hour session. And today it's just a Q&A. So very kind of like cool, relaxing, chill, just asking questions about the meaning of life and how things work out in regards to energy healing, or hypnotherapy, or a few of the modalities that I am certified to teach. So that's what we're doing today. So let's see who is in the Zoom space. They got up early and got here on time. Let's see, we have Adam. Hello, hello. Good morning, Grand Rising to you. Thank you so much for being here in the space. Oh, is it today your birthday, Adam? Wow, happy birthday, Adam.
Adam.
Amazing, the big 3-7.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for being here on your birthday. This is great.
Thank you, brother Kadeem. How you doing this morning?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
Awesome, thanks for being here.
It's a blessing to see another year.
Yes, I can imagine. Yes, the big 3-7. So that means, what, are you a Pisces? Is that your?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm a Pisces.
That's great. This is like my dad, his birthday is the 17th, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, wow.
It's great. So thank you for being here. We
You're
have,
welcome.
yeah, thank you. Z is in the space. Hello, Z. Thank you for being here. We have
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Thank you. We have Abimbola. Hello. Thank you for being here this morning in the space.
Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Thank you. We have Phyllis. Hey, thank you for being here in the space.
Good morning, everyone. Peace
Good
and blessings.
Peace and blessings. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And we have, ooh, I just love the name. The Rise of the Unknown. Is that what that says?
That's Teresa.
Teresa.
I'm brother, man.
Hey. Well, thanks, Teresa. Thanks for being here. I love that name. Yes.
Thank
The Zoom name. And who else? We have Marilyn. Hello. Thanks for being here. Wow. So yes, this is nice. You have a nice group of people here this morning. As you can see, the day is number 804. Crazy. This is the 804th session in the Woo space over the course of like 3 years. Amazing. So glad to be here. And as you can see, the topic for today is just Q&A with me. So you're going to get a chance to ask some questions. So it's going to be an open format. You get a chance to ask different things regarding the modalities that I teach, and maybe questions that you might have had in my previous sessions about different things. So we're going to get into it. And as you can see here, it says Holistic Wellness Practitioner. It's my title. And again, I'll share with you some of the things that I do, and it'll give you a chance to be like, okay, maybe ask a question about this, if that's what you're certified to do and teach in. So I am done. We're going to start this video, and then once it's over, I'll come back.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
You're muted.
I did the rookie trick. I definitely thought I pressed the mute button.
It's all good.
That's amazing. Great. Well, good morning, everyone. Grand Rising. Thank you all for being here this morning. My name is Kadeem, and today is number 804. Crazy, amazing in the Woo space. Just want to give thanks. You already heard her voice on the back. Give thanks to Shawnee, Mama Shawnee, for being here in the space for the support system, the support team. She is the team today by herself, the solo team. So I want to give thanks and shout out to her. So as you saw today, number 804 is just a Q&A. So you can ask me different questions about different things regarding wellness and healing, holistic wellness. So we're going to get started. I'm going to pass it on over to Shawnee.
Yes. So I'm so excited about this, Kadeem. So can you share modalities that you're skilled in, and if any is your favorite, or your go-tos that you use on a regular basis?
Yeah. So I'll start, I guess, at the beginning. So back in 2007, my parents officially separated. This was my senior year of high school, officially separated. I know that my mom was going through a really rough time emotionally. And about maybe a few months into that, after the official separation, she got a phone call from one of the elders from our church. And he said to her, I don't know why you keep popping in my head, but there's something that must be happening. Keep popping in my head. Are you okay? And she said that she just started crying because she was like, wow, yeah, I'm not okay. So the elder at the church, so I used to attend a church back in the 90s and 2000s called St. Paul's Community Baptist Church, based in East New York, Brooklyn. And the elder at the church, his name was Jeffrey Noble. And at St. Paul's, at the church, there was something called the healing ministry. Now, the healing ministry didn't just take blood pressure or make sure you're, doing your diabetes testing and stuff. Like, they actually had practitioners that were skilled in different modalities, such as healing touch, and also modality at the time that Jeffrey Noble practiced called pranic healing. So realizing this energy healing, that it's just beyond the physical. It's talking about and tapping into the energy that's within and around us. So if we think about it this way, the times in which we might see someone walking down the street, and for some reason it's like, I'm getting a bad feeling, a bad vibe. That's that energy that's around us and within us telling us, hey, better watch out. Something here isn't right. So that's the energy that's around us and within us. So realizing that over time, in the same way that like we have different things that come up for us physically in regards to, let's say, we bang our knee, we scrape our knee, or, we get a headache, right? These things happen to our physical body. The same thing happens to the energy body. But unlike the energy body, physical body, we can feel it. It's like, ow, there's a knee pain there. I need to maybe get this adjusted. May not always be able to feel in an energy body consistently, because usually that tends to be a bit more refined. But in the same way, if you have a knee injury and you don't get it fixed right away, and the pain persists, and it might get stronger and stronger and stronger, and then it might turn into something else that it shouldn't be. Energy body is the same way. If you don't necessarily get things fixed within the energy body, it can definitely drain you of your energy. You might start to wake up and be like, oh, why do I feel off every day? And then the energy body can then also make the physical body then get sick. And that can manifest in different ways. It was like, oh, why am I now getting, these weird feelings? Why am I not getting headaches every day? Why are all these things happening? That's because the energy body is filled with all this gunk and essentially pain and anguish that hasn't been cleared out. So, as I said, Jeffrey contacted my mom and said, okay, well, let me do this work I'm doing with you, this energy healing. So they met. And after 45 minutes, my mom said she felt such a huge weight lifted off her shoulders. And that was her introduction to energy healing. So at the time, my mom started learning some things that Jeffrey was teaching her about energy healing. And then I went to college. In college, my freshman year, I was a dance major in college. College, my freshman year, within the first 2 weeks, I sustained an injury in college, and I couldn't dance for the entire rest of the semester. And I was going to different doctors, trying to figure out what was wrong. And they were like, maybe do this, maybe try this, take Tylenol 3 times a day, every day. And I was like, this is not okay. So my mom was like, well, let me try this stuff I've been learning, this energy healing stuff, and sort of see if this works. So after her working with me for 20 minutes, the pain was gone. I said, what did you do? What is this magic? So that was 2008. And that was my introduction for myself personally to energy healing. Now, during college, I was kind of doing some experiments with other friends that were having pain. I remember one specific time, a friend of mine had like a sore throat. And I remember working with him, and after doing some energy healing with him, he was like, my throat feels so much better. What'd you do? And I was like, I don't know. This is just amazing stuff I learned. So that's kind of how it started. But I didn't take my first official class until 2012. And that really opened up the portal for me to learn this stuff. So since then, to train in energy healing, specifically the pranic healing system, which then led to aromatherapy, which is the use of scents and oils to help with healing, which then led to hypnotherapy, which uses hypnosis as a way for healing, which led to meditation, and which has recently led to sound therapy and using Himalayan sound bowls as a way to help with healing. So that's a bit of the story and the background, and so sort of the modalities that I teach now. And I guess in regards to my go-to, it really depends on the issue, but I know that my practice really revolves around helping other people take healing into their own hands. So I realize energy healing, as amazing as it is, usually folks have to always come to me for healing, which is fine. But I find for me, I'm like, how can I help someone continue the healing process even when I'm not there? So I tend to find that usually my first 2 go-tos tend to be aromatherapy, because I can tell someone, get these oils and use them in this way every day, so they can continue their healing on their own. And sometimes hypnotherapy, because hypnotherapy for me, I find tends to be sometimes a bit more quicker and more radical recovery, and more permanent than sometimes energy healing can be. Energy healing is great in many ways, but I find that especially with some of the things I've been dealing with recently in regards to other clients having like mental illness stuff, depression, lack of self-esteem, like all that stuff, hypnotherapy is really great for that. Like phobias, fears. Energy healing can also work, but it takes a bit more time for some of those things to affect with energy healing. So yeah, so that's interested to that question. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's see. I don't know if folks have response to the story, to your journey around that. So I want to pause a bit to see if they do. So anybody have a follow-up question? I opened up the space and Kadeem shared the history and his go-to, but what comes up for folks as you listen to what has been shared? Is there curiosity around the journey, the modalities, the language? Let's hear from you if there are. Raise your digital hand or you can unmute. And if not, I can offer up the second question or third. All righty, so let me move us forward.
Peace and blessing.
Oh, there you
This
go.
is Teresa.
All right, babe.
The thing that came to me is that what makes you show up at wake up all the time, because it's like you're here and it's like sometimes if people come back, like you hear a lot and you show up just like brand new all the time. It's like, kind of like, oh, I'm at wake up, what's the big deal? It's like, how do you show up like that and give us, all that you give us every time you show up?
You got the question, Kadeem, or you want me to repeat?
Can you repeat it?
Absolutely. So Teresa said you come to wake up on a regular basis. So over this journey, you mentioned 3 years, you have come into this space, and each time you come in fresh and new and prepared, and not from a posture of been there, done that, or this is just wake up, but like full blown ready to serve. So how do you maintain that?
Oh, thank you. Great question. I feel for me, because, well, different things. So first thing is, because I find that I have these different trainings in this work, I find for me that there's always something new I feel like I can always come in and offer. Or even if it's not new, because I know I've few times done a few sessions on manifestation and law of attraction. Like, even if it's not necessarily quote unquote new, like I find that each time I teach it, like something new comes up within me, and I can always find a way to make the material fresh. Also realizing that with the audience, even though the audience might be in some ways, quote unquote, the same, there's always things happening in our lives at the time that make us different than we were yesterday or different than last year. So I feel for me, even the audience is in a new space because it's a new day. You've gone through different things that you went through yesterday that you didn't, go through before. So I find for me that although the material might seem like it's the same in many ways because we are evolving on a day-to-day basis, that the material also tends to evolve. So for me, I feel like I'm always coming in and it's always a new experience for me. So thanks for that question.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Kadeem.
Thank you.
Lisa. Anyone else with questions before I move on to the next? Because I was telling Kadeem that on Monday night, Niyama was in the space sharing about modalities of healing. So I feel like this is a bridge for sure between her session and this session. And the woo-woo is it. I was laughing with Kadeem about the woo-woo, like how this happens with us in the space. Without preparation, there's a thematic thing that goes on. So just think about what came up Monday if you were in the space, and you were free to share with him from that space as well. So Kadeem, you've done so many workshops, just thinking about what Teresa just said about being here in the space with us, but specifically on the law of attraction and manifestation. And I, for one, have particularly loved those sessions and, want to hear more. So what do you feel maybe the missing secret ingredient or ingredients for successful manifestation in people's lives? Because we're so powerful, but we don't necessarily tap in or own that power.
Yeah, that's great. I find there are a number of things missing, but I would say there are mainly two things I feel that are missing in this law of attraction manifestation thing, because I tend to find that usually when people tend to talk about law of attraction manifestation, a lot of the things that are spoken about are ways to help supercharge your goals. So things like affirmations or like speaking it into existence or vision boards, all this stuff, great. I find though that usually sometimes people aren't manifesting as strong or as fast as they might want to, is because, again, those other techniques are really about supercharging the goals. They're about energizing it. But if you think about it this way, like, what's the best way to really capture something? What's the best way to really take in something fully? So if you are trying to, if you're a rocket, right, you're trying to take off, right, go up to where you want to go. You have all this amazing, right, energy, this fuel to go, yeah, I want to go. But if the rocket can never really leave its launch pad because it's still connected to the base of the launch pad, it can never really shoot up. So I find usually law of attraction that things that are usually missing are that piece, how do I disconnect from these lower nature things to help me catapult myself to where I need to get to? And usually those things usually tend to be just clearing things out. So like clearing the subconscious of things that might have been told to us in our past, like you're not good enough. Who do you think you are? Money doesn't grow on trees. I'm not an ATM. We can't afford it. Like all this stuff that we might have heard in our childhood growing up, all that stuff is still buried inside our subconscious. And if we're not able to release ourselves of those things or clear ourselves of those things, it doesn't matter how much rocket fuel we have, we can never really take off. So it's not until we disconnect from those things, from those sort of negative programming stuff, that we can take off. So one thing I feel that is important, we need to find a way to like clear up the stuff within us, number one. Number two, we need to find a way to then clear up the dream or the goal itself. Because sometimes the dream and the goal itself, as amazing as it may seem to us, is dirty. It's dirty. And if you think about it this way, right? You get in a car, right? The car, you look at the car, you're in the car, right? But the car itself is dirty, disgusting, like has bird poop on it, like it's just nasty. Imagine yourself trying to get somewhere, right? To like, I don't know, go to a specific destination, but realizing that, you know, you need other people to help you. Maybe get there to that destination, right? Maybe you want other people to sort of come along with you to the destination. Are people going to get in that car with it being bird poop and dirty? They can't even open the car handle door because it's gunk on it. I feel sometimes we have to clean up the dream. We have to clean the dream energetically itself. Once that's clean and clear, then I feel we could be able to sort of see through the windshield to really get to where we need to go. And then other folks can come into our life to really help us manifest the dream the way that we need to. So I feel those are really the two main things, is like clearing the stuff up within ourselves, but then also clearing up the dream or the goal itself too. Last one, which is more of a minor one, but still very important. I feel one of the other things that are missing are usually people talk about focus on the thing you want, right? So this is the thing I want. I want to, for example, $1 million. Great. Why? Like, why do you want that? Like, what is it that you think the $1 million is going to bring you? Because many folks throughout the world of time have got $1 million, but then squandered it and were not okay and became in bigger debt, right? More debt. So what is it that you want the $1 million to bring you? Always tell people, what's the essence? So I tend to say, focus more on the essence of the thing, opposed to the thing itself. You say you want $1 million, but why? Maybe because I want to feel a sense of security, maybe a sense of freedom financially, right? So focus on that, manifesting that essence, because maybe you can get that a different way beyond the $1 million. Maybe there's another way the universe wants to give that to you. Maybe it's not in like $1 million in cash, but maybe it's other ways that the universe can bring that to you, opposed to just being $1 million. Maybe it's these other portals to help you get a sense of like that sense of like financial freedom and security. So those are the three main things. Clean up yourself internally, clean up the dream itself, and then focus on the essence of what you want, opposed to the thing itself.
Yo, Kadeem, so much there. And I want to hear from folks in the space, because I'm over here percolating around the clean up the dream part, right? I know I have to do my inner work. Don't always do it, right? But that whole, I want this or that. And when you gave the analogy about the vehicle with the bird poop, you know, I just imagine myself being in the car and it's covered, the windshield covered, or the back window covered with poop, and I'm trying to drive along. I'm going to run over people. I'm going to hit some stuff. I'm going to miss turns. I'm going to be off, not in the lane that I belong in. Like all the mess will get in the way of my navigation toward the dream. So I'm curious about others in this space, about the cleaning up the dream, right? And then also about the exploration of the essence of why you even want it. Like, what are you trying to get to on the other side of the dream? I love, love, love. I love all of it, but those things really resonated with me. So family, who wants to share, about these three components that Kadeem shared? I know what's coming up for me, but I want to leave space for others in the community to share. Raise your digital hand. Unmute yourselves, because this is a small group of us today. I know somebody got something to say about this stuff. Come on. It ain't just me, because I'll take up the time. We'll rock out, you and me, Kadeem. We can have a one-on-one.
Yes, we can.
Oh my God. So Athenia, Abimbola, Najee is up in here, Sister's up in here, Yvette. I'm calling names this morning. We got to clean up the dream because it's messy. Is it going to be just me and you,
That's
Kadeem?
fine. People's minds are blown, I guess.
Right?
No, it's fine. I know. Sometimes I realize sometimes some of the things, some of the work, it can sometimes be a bit like, okay, well, how do I process this for myself?
Right.
Like, how do I think about this in this way to say something or to ask a question? So, like, I get it, I understand. So people do. I guess they're kind of taking it in.
Yeah. So while they take it in, I'm gonna come in here and chew on and nourish myself on this. So, oh my God, there's so many things that I could point to as far as dreams for myself. So I'll talk about the latest thing, which is intimate partnership, right? So I've been declaring for years, I want an intimate partner. I want a relationship that lasts. I want somebody that gets me. I want to have a future. I want to go to my grave, not with the partner. They don't have to die with me, but I want to go to my grave knowing that I've manifested in that way, with the emphasis on, I always say this is my joke. So it's the word manifest, but the first three letters are MAN. I'm like, yes, manifest.
Yeah.
But the dirty part of my dream is my history with my family and my history with myself. I'm like, the women in my family don't manifest relationships that last. They just don't. The women in my family are divorced, or they have children by folks that they're not with. It's like in and out and back and forth. So I don't have a track record as far as my lineage on my mother's side in particular of maintaining relationships. And I don't have a track record of being able to have a relationship where I stick and stay or the other person sticks and stays. And so for me, in the background, it's like, that shit ain't possible. You're going to get with somebody and it's going to end. It's not a lifetime relationship. It's not a relationship that is going to have longevity. Just rock out until you can, as long as you can. And then you or the person or both will jump ship. So with that dirty, messy shit in the background, I'm going to get what I get. So, just thinking about that, clean up the dream. And I've been doing the work and looking at that and in the whole dating and them dating streets. But I'm like, I know that the remnant, the dirty haze is still there. Like it's a little bit of a haze where you're looking through your glasses. It's like, I can see, but it's a bit cloudy.
Right.
So I just wanted to put that out there and then also invite others. It's like, what's your dirty, messy? Like I could talk about other things, but that's the one that's at the forefront of my mind right now.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. That's real. Okay, Z.
All righty.
Hi, this is Teresa.
Wait a minute. Z had her hand up, Teresa.
Oh, sorry, baby.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
You didn't know. I'm going to remove my spotlight. Let me hear from Teresa.
Or Z.
Z, sorry. Go ahead, sis.
Greetings, good morning, family. So I've had lots of dreams, lots of really, really big dreams for probably as long as I can remember. And I've manifested a few of them, but the big ones, especially the biggest ones, just really never seemed to happen. I've gotten close sometimes. Some of them still seem so far away. I haven't given up. I continue to do that, and I've always been wondering what I'm doing, what I don't want to say what I'm doing wrong, but what I'm not doing to really get where I'm going, because I really would want these things to happen. Being in this space, this Wu family, so many things have begun to show up and still not quite get there, but get so much closer that I can actually see it happening. And one of my biggest ones I've been focused on, and over the course of the last year in Wu, things have started coming to me that are going to be instrumental in that dream. And I'm excited, and I know I'm not acting like excited because I'm really tired right now, but I'm excited because I actually can see it happening now.
That's beautiful.
Amazing.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Z. That's great.
So, yeah, stay tuned, y'all.
Yes, looking forward to hearing about it. Yeah.
Actually, I'll be introducing a huge part of it on the anniversary.
Yes. Cool.
Yes.
Great.
And can't wait for that year 3 anniversary.
Yes.
So from Facebook, Afia said, just realized I desired or thought I desired the money to not worry about bills, but it's really because I don't want to deal with the trauma around money, the lack of knowledge on how to make it grow or stay. And Catherine shared, hold on. She said to me, thank you for being open and honest in this space. Your inner beauty shall surely get what you need. The mountain is me, is what Catherine said, meaning herself, and then also myself. Teresa said, thanks, Adam, because Adam acknowledged her for being on fire, and being around him and his family keeps her fire and light alive. Theodora, someone said, I can't remember who, that if you do not believe it down in your soul, it is possible, it will not happen. This is so true.
True. Yeah. Thank you all for sharing. Yeah, there is this thing about like belief, right? Like you have to believe it within yourself to happen. Like, yes, this thing will happen. I have to believe within myself, this thing will happen, right? And I'm worthy of that thing. And also realizing yes and meaning that it's not just one thing or one aspect that will bring us what it is that we desire. So you can believe within yourself, right? As much as you can, like, yes, I'm worthy of this thing. Yes, great. And that might be helpful, perhaps, right? But in the same way, and I've used this analogy before in the Wu space, in the same way that someone may get a paper cut. And like, yes, you yourself can handle that and deal with that. Most folks can, unless you have like blood clotting issues, right? Most folks can deal with that. Okay, a paper cut, great, let me put something on it, alcohol, bandage it up. Great, I can do that myself. That's that one thing, right? Me, that's helping. But if you feel like it's broken, can just me do that by myself? Probably not. Now I got to go to a professional, maybe a hospital, right? They can do the x-ray, figure what's wrong. Okay, your leg is broken. Put a cast in. Got to make sure you don't put any intense heaviness on it or weight on it, because then the leg is going to break again, right? You have to also wear a cast, right? So there's these other levels to it beyond just like me. So said to say, there are some dreams that's like, yeah, I can believe in me. I got this. It's going to be good. There were other dreams that are multi-layered and leveled. And we have to do more than just the belief in me, but it has to be also the belief in we, plus also the belief that the dream itself is there and it needs to be cleaned, plus also being, I believe sometimes also is just being at the right place, right time, right vibration for stuff to happen as well. I also say this is that sometimes we can believe in something so much and want something so much that that is the thing itself that's repelling the dream away from us. I'll say it again. Sometimes we can want something so much, tell the universe, I want it, I want it, I want it. When actually your strong desire of want of it is actually sending out the energy to the universe. You don't have it, you don't have it, you don't have it.
Mm.
And what the universe attunes to is our vibration. So if your vibration you think is I want it, the vibration is actually lack because you don't have it. So it's like, but it's like actually, okay, I don't really have it. So the universe is like, oh, okay. The vibrations, they don't really have it. So it's never really going to come in. So the same way a kite, you fly a kite, right? You run with the kite at a certain point. At a certain point, you gotta let the kite go so it can fly. Then we have to let the dream go. We can have it for a certain point, then we have to let it go so it can fly and manifest and come down towards us. Okay, iPhone sweetness. Oh, that's
Yes, peace and blessings. Thank you. Just want to piggyback on what you just said. I read somewhere what you just said. I read that somewhere, and then I was receiving it inside of myself to be true. And for a couple of weeks now, I've been establishing a habit, right? Because I noticed I had some habits that was not necessarily serving me. And so I said I needed to establish some habits that brought me joy and made sense, right? So I started writing 5 things down that I was grateful for before I did anything else. The first thing in the day, can't leave the house, not get dressed, just write these 5 things down that I'm grateful for. And that's what I started doing. I started writing down what my desires were. Right? So if it was the $5 million, that I was giving thanks. Oh, I'm so grateful for the money that the financial increase that I received. I'm so grateful that even the people that I've extended it to, they were wise with spending it and so forth. And so just to affirm what you just said, or piggyback on what you just said, is that's been feeling good, that I'm not hammering um, what I want. And then also I read that being in connection with the high vibrational feeling of when you have what you're saying that you want, is holding on to that feeling, that excitement and that feeling, never being too tired to be excited about that thing that you say that you want, because we're saying that we want things thinking that it's going to bring us happiness and joy. Then feel it, be it. And so that's what has been pretty vibrational for me with in this season of manifestation, and then really understanding how to get out the way. I put in the chat that the mountain is me. I've been listening to on Audible a book called The Mountain is Me, and just getting out of the way, not believing that it's other people or other things necessarily that's in my way. And I thought about that analogy you gave with the car. I mean, Shorty took it deeper. However, I was thinking me pulling up, asking somebody to go somewhere with me, and they have to touch the handle to get in the car.
Right.
And it's like, and even people coming to me with their nasty, asking me to get in the car. It's like, no, that's not happening.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I'm glad I woke up, and as always, I'm glad you showed up, and thank you for showing up. I appreciate you.
Thank
And with
you.
that, I'm complete.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. No, that's great. Is it Neville Goddard, I think? So Neville Goddard was known as a speaker and sort of author, and spoke a lot about
Yes.
manifestation, right? And I think he wrote a book called The Feeling is the Secret. So for him, it's like, feel it, right? Feel the thing. So if you want this thing, like feel it as if you already have it, as if it's already yours. So focus on the end result. And he has all these stories where he kind of, his particular teacher that he was kind of stating with and talking with about this, I believe his name was Abdullah, and how he told them, like, you need to focus on the end result. Essentially, focus on the end result and feel that the end result that you accomplished it, and it'll come to you, right? Because that's the vibration that the universe is attuning to. I'll tell this one story, and then it is past 7:30, so it's 7:40. I know Wednesdays are just a half an hour, so then we can wrap it up. But back in maybe 2018, 2019, at the time I was like, okay, we're going to manifest a new living situation that I love. Because at the time I was living in a basement studio apartment. Okay, cool, right? Basement studio apartment, though, don't got no windows. And it's a low ceiling. So here I am being 6'1", trying to stand up in a basement studio apartment. When I stand up, the ceiling touches my head. Right, so I said, okay, well, I need to manifest a new living situation. Manifesting, seeing what I want, big windows, high ceilings, being in a nice place. 2020 happened, and long story short, went to California on a whim for a trip. The place that I saw in my head that I wanted to manifest in regards to a place location was there. I was like, oh, I didn't really see myself manifesting my place being in California, but great. California it is. Moved to California, y'all. Picked up my stuff from New York to California. Got to California, and ciao. Woo ciao. Let me tell you, although the space itself was essentially perfect with what I wanted, because my manifestation did not deal with how I was going to feel in the space, when I got to the space, the internal feeling was a disaster. Although externally it was beautiful, internally was not great. Living situation was not great. That experience to me, I realized, well, one thing, great that I had it, because in many ways I needed it, because I feel like that in many ways that experience was my rites of passage ceremony from boyhood into adulthood. But number two, the feeling is the secret, one of the secrets, right? Like I dreamt about all this stuff, the external, but I didn't focus on the internal. So like, yes, I wanted a new place, but what did I want to feel while I was there? Peace, relaxation. I didn't really get any of that while I was there. But externally, it was beautiful. And the experience was so intense that I wrote a book about it. That's on Amazon, about my experience living in California, what I experienced there. Okay. Oh, the rise of the unknown. You may speak.
All right. What I got out this whole conversation, I was listening to this speaker preach last night, and she was saying that the reason why some of us not getting what we want is because of the stuff that we have heard about it, even how we thinking about it. Like I would say, hey, I want to I want to move, but someone would say, well, you can't move. You don't have this, you don't have that, right? And so instead of me just saying, like, hey, like that's what you said, but that's not, I feel different. Like I'll just receive whatever they say, and taking the doubt. And I realize how much words have stopped my hindrance, because I was looking at my, where I was, finance, everything. And I never really just took time just to say, hey, like someone might say, oh, well, I don't think you're ready. Who was anyone to say, well, I'm not ready? Like, why should I listen to what they're saying? And I realized that I've listened to so much what people have said about me, that I've taken on them words. And the reason why I have not manifested stuff is because the words that I thought about myself and what other people have said. And I understand what they're saying, but they don't know the vision that was given to me. And I didn't even understand what I was doing. So being home these last couple months, I just felt like I just needed to be home because I had so much people thoughts inside my head, and financially it hasn't been easy, but I'm still being provided for. So I just began to get a more grateful attitude and just like, okay, well, Teresa, was just do whatever you're doing right now, and just just like relax in it. And the more I relax in it, the more the answers are coming in. But won't as long as I was just running and doing this and doing that and taking this class and taking that class, and but I was like, "Sweet, you're not using all that stuff. So what's the purpose of taking all this class?" I was like, I just stopped, and
Mm,
I actually stopped doing some other stuff. But I was so uncomfortable,
mm,
not doing the stuff that I didn't realize that I was losing myself in
mm,
doing stuff and getting knowledge, and I was not really like you said, taking like you said, you dreamed that you thought you would move to California, and that was the place, but it was not a good experience for you. So it's I, like I'm 64, and I'm like, sometimes I feel like I don't know what I want, and I'm okay with that.
mm.
And normally I would not be okay with that. I'd be like, oh girl, well, you supposed to be doing this, and someone has said you supposed to, and it's okay. And I'm celebrating right where I'm at right today.
Good.
And I feel better just by having that mindset. And
Great.
thank you so much for what everyone just said. I appreciate everything.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Teresa. That's great. That's beautiful. I'm glad, that you are, you know, good where you are. It's like, all right, girl, you're good to go. And also, like you said something powerful, which is what I mentioned in regards to manifestation, is that sometimes you have to clean up the stuff within yourself internally, right? You said you feel like at a certain point, you feel like you really weren't yourself because you had other people's thoughts inside your head, right? That's some of the stuff that we need to clear out because, as you said, like it's not you, it's other people's stuff. And we think other people's stuff is our stuff when it ain't. Other people's stuff is their stuff. So give them back their garbage, right? And let our stuff be centered and balanced. So yeah, great stuff. Right, all. I thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Yes,
It's beautiful.
amazing. All righty. So on Facebook, Akuya said, I appreciate the reminder of the feeling is the secret. Um, so let me pull up the slide deck so that we can close out this session powerfully. All righty. So share how we can be in touch with you, Awesome Wonder.
Yes. So here are the social media: Facebook, Instagram, email, website. So if you want to reach out to me, ask any questions, maybe if you want to set up a session with me one-on-one, you can reach out to me, Kadeem1 on Facebook, Instagram, Kadeem1, email me, Kadeem@Kadeem1.com, or go to my website, Kadeem1.com. And yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions or want to talk about stuff, manifestation, find ways to clean up your internal stuff and clean up the dream and focus on the feeling or the essence behind what you want.
Awesome. All right, family. Like all this awesomeness that comes from the Wake Up Everybody community, how we grow and transform daily, 5 days a week in this space, and then the other 2 days just applying, practicing, living out. It's such a blessing. There are folks that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for this material that we receive complimentary in this Woo space. And I'm inviting you all to activate your power to give. Money is our own natural energy yield, and we want to share it abundantly and intentionally and with integrity and with gratitude and graciousness and excitement with this Wake Up Everybody community. So set up your automated giving. You can set it and leave it, and it's there in perpetuity, and you pour into the community regularly. So we're going to drop the links in the chat so that you can do so. So be on the lookout.
Sweet. And then Thursday, tomorrow, y'all, come on back. We got Mika Joseph. She is doing a session on command your thoughts, commanding your world. And in the same way, I feel like Shawnee mentioned this about how, it's the woo-woo, because things kind of are very much connected. In many ways, I feel like this session on commanding your thoughts, commanding your world is very much about what we spoke about today. And today was a Q&A. It wasn't supposed to be about manifestation, right? Just a Q&A. But me mentioning and talking about like clearing up your internal stuff so you can manifest things you want in your world, I feel is very much about what you're going to be talking about tomorrow, commanding your thoughts, your internal stuff, to then command your world and how you want to move throughout the world and manifest stuff. So that's what I'm getting from this topic. I don't know if that's what she's going to be talking about, but just seeing these words, I feel like you're very much connected. So thank you.
Yes, and the Woo Nation acknowledges new members. So I saw on Facebook new folks tuning in and sharing in that space. So thank you for all that arrived in the space for the very first time, or you're just new in general. Maybe it's your third time, but we've been in here 3 years and we're at session 804. So if this is your third time, you're still a new member, but a potent and powerful part of this expansion, transformation, learning, and elevation journey. So come on back. No one and done. Keep returning for growth, development, and ascension. We also have a schedule for the Wake Up Everybody community that we honor. Today is technically a short session, like Kadeem said, 30 minutes, but it got so juicy and good, we stayed longer. So we're 21 minutes further in, and it's all good. But we arrive in these spaces well, not every day, but 5 days a week from 7 a.m. to whatever, 7:30, 8:30. So on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, it's a 90-minute session from 7 to 8:30. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, it's 7 to 7:30. Every day is potent, no matter how long. If you want to get alerts and reminders, type in your text app, the number 74121. And then in the text box, put Woo Nation in all caps. Press send, and then you'll be sent morning reminders. And you can always cut them off if you want to, but they're there to just remind you to come in and get the juice of Woo. This is our offering of swag for the Woo space. So grateful that we have paraphernalia, manifestations of what we do, candles and water bottles and clothing and all these awesome things, journals to write our notes and our new discoveries and our dreams in, like we talked about today, and do that cleanup. So please order some swag today so you can be rocking Woo and bringing that magic to life. And thank you. Stay in touch, literally and figuratively. And the reason why I say literally is that folks meet up in the Woo space outside of the community to engage, to connect. And we also meet up virtually just to talk and grow and transform. These are all the ways that you can connect with us. And so tap in, screenshot, do what is necessary so that you can be in the know and in the grow of Wake Up Everybody community. And we are complete almost. So stay in, because we want to celebrate our brother for all that he has provided in this session. And so wait 1 second before we sign off so that we can unmute and share our love shower like we know how to do in this space. So let's give the love, babies.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Kadeem, for this great presentation.
Love you.
Thank you.
So much, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I just want to say, looking forward to about today.
Thank you. Good morning to my business blessings.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for your gifts.
Love y'all.
Manifestation, our dreams. Great session.
Yes.
Bring it down, right on time.
Wow.
You, Woo, I love you.
Let's stay powerful, everybody.
Right on time.
Such a beautiful gift. Thank you.
Blessings to everyone. Thank you so much.
Family. Have a beautiful one.
Hey, Teresa.
Thank you.
Peace and love.
Family. Blessings to everybody.